Or is anybody
Ymir
wanting
would
to... Go ahead.
That's what
Ymir
that's what I'll be doing today. I almost choked myself out with my beard.
Okay.
Ymir kind of as a peace offering with Wotek because he's still upset at himself for walking away from Wotek's warning, and especially after what he experienced. Ymir takes out the mushroom that the strange tumor man gave him earlier and just doesn't feed it to Wotek, but puts it under his nose as kind of check this out, sniff it, take it if you want it, as a apology because he is upset at himself for disregarding his brother's warnings.
Okay, and at this, he lifts his massive fucking head and he puts his giant bulbous nose up to this thing and gives it a good fucking sniff from a few inches away, and his kind of tired and dozy eyes instantly brighten up and become wide saucers, and he looks straight at the surface of this mushroom, and he gently and gingerly reaches out, and while parting his massive blubbery lips, you see him just nip off a tiny little section with his front teeth. And as he does so, as he takes this small little portion, about the size of a jawbreaker, just a little nibble, um, he seems to put it into his mouth. He doesn't seem to chew, but you can hear his tongue like flopping around inside the great chasm of his maw. And it almost sounds like he's just almost like toothpaste. He's just kind of smashing it around inside of his mouth. As soon as he's done doing that for a few seconds, he plops back down on his butt and actually leans his back up against the wall. And you see him close his eyes and put his hands up kind of in the air just a little bit. And he starts scratching himself nice and slow up against the bulkhead. And you can hear the scratching and scritching of this fucking mega damage beast as it's enjoying a good, thorough kind of scratch up against this mega damage beam. And, you know, every once in a while you'll see a small spark kind of fly off from the friction of these two incredibly dense materials rubbing against each other. And he almost seems, if you didn't know any better, it almost seems like the time that you slipped him some of the very potent and highly sought after spirits that are kept in the ancient casks of your family halls. And as he seems to stop scratching himself and become satisfied with his current situation, you notice him just flop right down, very, very pleased and content. And quickly, within just the span of a few seconds, he drifts off to sleep.
Ymir pats him twice on the back after witnessing his reaction to kind of firm, like their boy pats
Okay?
on his back, and then slowly files away the remnants of the mushroom, realizing now what it does and its effects on at least his shield brother. It intrigues Ymir because of this effect on his brother, because usually Wotek does not react to things like that. So to
Exactly.
see him in such a blissful state and to have see the rage and that the primal nature of his being almost kind of melt away. Ymir files that in the back of his mind as he puts the rest of the mushroom in and then continues to just rest along with his party.
Okay. All
Does
right.
while Ren's doing his thing, he's pretty close to Ymir. Is he noticing any of this behavior? Because if he was noticing it, he'd probably take notes on the effects of this mushrooms and write it down in his journal.
Let's see.
If he
Yeah. I think so. I think you're able to notice that. You're sitting down and kind of taking care of stuff. We'll say that you're kind of up against the exterior of the wall. and that a comma is kind of right over next to it here. So yeah, this is all out in front of all of you guys. You can all see each other, and I think roughly just by instinct, you guys are keeping all within eyesight, and earshot of each other. You all did notice that the sounds of the storm have come back, and that it does feel fully like all of the effects of the darkness are gone. Let's see. Okay, some time passes, guys. Not a whole lot is happening, and before you know it, you start feeling the ship begin to slow. It's been roughly an hour and a half, and everybody definitely feels refreshed and rejuvenated. All of our... Let me see, you didn't armor up. Yeah, everybody's PPE and ISP should be recharged if you used any.
Okay. How do we? Is there a way to do that in the game, or do you do that?
Yeah, let me see. I'm not sure if it'll let you guys do that or not. Let's take a look. I think maybe we...
Reset ISP from active profile. If you
Yes.
go to psionics, and then if you go to magic, there's reset PPE from active profile.
And it'll let you guys do it, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So
Cool.
you guys are all refreshed. All magic users, which is all three of you, you guys feel like you've gotten your focus back and shaken off the negative effects from before. But you guys all definitely... That was not pleasant. And given the choice, you realize that all three of you guys realize that you would definitely try and get the fuck away from that rather than try and face something like that again. Not to the point where you think that you're going to have any kind of, nightmares or lasting trauma over it, but it was terrifying to the extreme. A comma, you weren't as affected because of your familiarity with so many different kinds of dimensional anomalies and so forth and effects. But it was, if it was a 9 for you, for Ymir and for Ren, it was like a 6 for you. So you guys definitely don't want to be around that shit anymore. It also makes you guys wonder what kind of power that was that could have effects on you that you had never even heard of before. All right, as the ship begins to slow and you feel its orientation shift, you can pretty much predict that you're either coming into dock or starting to prepare and coming into the kind of final run. Let's see. At this point... let's see. At this point, you guys notice that most of the passengers seem to be starting to stir. They start to head back towards the restrooms and towards the facilities to, maybe get cleaned up or get a drink of water or, anything like that. And as they do... you guys see Harmony come walking through from the front section of the ship. And as she approaches, she comes right over to your group and places herself against the wall and leans back, sits on a bench, leans her spear back by her shoulder, and looks at each one of you in turn, nods in a brief show of respect, and she says,
"There, warriors. I trust that you saw the kinds of forces that we face in these lands, yes?"
Okay, as she says this, she leans back and seems to produce what appears to be the musket-like weapon located on the central crest of her armor. And as she does, she begins checking it over, and out of one of the pouches at her side, she produces what appears to be a small cleaning kit and goes to work with what must be a several times a day ritual from the fluidity of her motions, as she cleans the weapon and carefully tends to it. Okay, at this, what would you guys like to do?
Ymir wakes Wotek up gently, slowly. He rouses the bear from sleep because he realizes that things are moving along and it's probably time to disembark soon. So he awakens Wotek gently and brings him to attention by the heel, just waiting um, for the lady warrior to speak yet again.
Okay, you start trying to rouse him, and you notice for just about the first time ever, he puts a paw up and pretty forcefully like shoves your fucking hand away, and he rolls over and just lets out a loud snore and like just goes back to sleep.
Bear nip.
Exactly what it is.
Are you gonna leave him be, or are you gonna keep poking the bear, so to speak?
Well, since you said he rolled over and he kind of he lets out the snore. Ymir once again gently, but this time he tries even a softer approach. He knows that Wotek loves his belly rubbed, especially when he's in a relaxed state like that. So he goes into the big belly rub and is basically
All right.
like, "Come on,
As
come
he
on, you oaf."
as you do that, he does just like any dog would do when it doesn't want to get up, and it just rolls over halfway and lets you keep doing it, letting you know that it's basically awake, but until it's time to move, it really it's just gonna lay here. And if you want to scratch its
Ymir accepts this
belly, it'll be
proposal
there. You
and
go.
doesn't continue.
There you go. So he's present enough. So, um, all
Well, that
right,
was good enough for me.
Akama, what are you doing?
I looked toward Harmony and I said, that was quite a sight outside. How come, was that what you were intending for us to come and see?
Correct.
What was
It's
the
ill
purpose?
advised to travel this land without knowing the dangers you may face. The purpose, dear Techno Wizard, is very simple. I wish for all of you to live. Many individuals in this competition are foul-hearted and ill-natured. I have no desire for any individual who serves the light to fall along the path. Great things are in store for all of us who walk this trail, and if we shall walk it together, then even better to have a good start and be well met. I represent an organization called Metadyne. My fellows, correct. My fellows and I come from a different realm, where beings called superheroes hold sway. We were drawn here against our will, but like most in this strange and eldritch land, we're choosing to make the most of it and find a higher purpose. Some of my compatriots are, shall we say, impure.
At this, she puts her head down, and you get a real sense of, um, almost like she just tasted something very bitter and sour. And you get the feeling that this person really understands that some of the people that she associates with are not the kind of beings that she should have anything to do with. But you also understand that this world is it will swallow alive anybody that doesn't live by pragmatism as their main guiding star. So, in this sense, you understand how, even though she may be very principled and righteous and moral, um, you know, she acknowledges the necessity of doing the things that she's currently doing. Um, okay. She continues on and says,
As all groups approach KeterFall, keep a few things in mind. We are all vying to recruit individuals like you, but there is also a kind of open enrollment where any of our group's members are freely allowed to switch their affiliations. This can be very complicated given the nature of our organizations and how many secrets and privileged information members of them may hold. For one member with crucial information to change sides during one of these negotiations and enrollments, it can be disastrous for their original parent organization for obvious reasons. And so, this is a time of great political intrigue, as well as opportunity for warriors such as yourselves. As I said, Metadine is a group from another land, and our numbers are relatively small. Though we have very powerful members, we also do not have the resources and backup that many of the other organizations have. I will tell you this though, there are members of our group who are true and fair-hearted and wish only to serve the light and to do good. I myself hail from a line of great warriors and hunters. I am on a mission to help an individual attain her rightful place and position of power within our organization. I have seen the potential within her and the greatness that she may champion one day for the causes of light. And so, myself and my companion have made it our goal to expose her to all that we can that will help to empower her.
okay, she kind of cocks an eyebrow and looks around at all of you guys slyly and says,
I assume that you notice the process taking place above?
okay, do any of you want to respond?
Well, Ymir, hearing her speech and seeing her body language
You
talking
understand
about,
her perfectly, by the way. You're
yes,
you're not sure how, but
Yeah.
you completely understand her.
yep, mm-hmm. She, Ymir, hearing her kind of loss and longing, looks at her from that point and puts his big mitten on one of her wolf pauldrons and looks at her dead in the face and says in Vani's Vashtak Menas Drugi, which means eyes up warrior, as in like he understands her path that she walks and her goals. But he's also deep somewhere in his soul when he hears about the political intrigue and the backstabbing and the politics. Something sours in his face because it reminds him of the political machinations of his homeland and the structures of his society back in Jotunheimer. But yeah, he's just
Okay,
in
she
general.
reads this on your face, And
Okay.
she holds a gentle hand palm up to you and kind of bows her head slightly and keeps her head down and her eyes closed as she says this very softly uh, in your perfect native tongue. So the other two, you guys, you only hear this through an open translator, okay? She says,
Yes, there are webs to untangle here, great warrior. But know that there are many allies as well. Know this though. The most poisonous reside at the top of every hydra. And unless those heads are cut, none of the rest will fall.
okay, and she lowers her demeanor from being so serious and slides back into a more neutral and passive posture. She leans back against the wall and finishes cleaning her weapon, and just kind of looks around to each of you, kind of seeing if anybody wants to ask anything else or say anything.
Well, at that, Ymir nods his head because he's first of all surprised that she speaks Vani so clearly, like a Kuznia of his homeland. She sounds like she has been trained in Jotunheimer with the other human Kuznia. So he is kind of taken back at first, but he understands her message and he just somberly nods his head and grasps her forearm, and they share kind of a warrior's handshake before he puts his arm back over his chest.
Okay? All right, and she nods, in appreciation of the tradition. All right, Ren, what are you doing?
Hmm. I'm gonna. I'm. Ren is confused completely at this point. Um. By what purpose she has had to show them this creature when all she's seen so far are giant creatures that he knows he can do nothing against. And he's contemplating working at like a bar back somewhere. Um,
He's feeling a bit overwhelmed. I get you. I get you.
um, as he looks at her, how she's cleaning her weapons, there's a slight appreciation because he is very uh, similar as far as keeping up his things. But is there anything unique about this blunderbuss or whatever?
Yes. Right away, you see that it's a techno wizard device of some potency and power. You notice that along her belt, there appears to be some kind of little ammo satchel that looks ready for rapid use, as well as a loading kit. But one thing that you do notice is that the ammo section of the kit appears to have some kind of runes and sigils etched over it, and you would guess that the gun itself is definitely a techno wizard device, but the ammo looks very, very interesting and may have its own enchantments as well, which is something that's very rare. That's a kind of skill that you don't even use currently. So
And you said there's runes and things carved on it.
you see that the 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 musket itself is definitely an enchanted object and a techno wizard device because of the gadgetry on it, but on the actual like ammo pouch where the the ball shot is stored, it looks as though it's like either an enchanted container for enchanted shot, or maybe just an enchanted container for mundane shot. But either way, it's pretty intriguing that there would be a combination of things going on. You would always expect to see just normal shot going in, but this looks like it may be something different.
Okay.
Okay? You also notice that the spear is a marvel of techno wizardry. You're not sure what all is involved in it, but there are so many
Can I
gems.
cast Total Recall while I'm eyeing her stuff down once I realize that it's techno wizardry?
Yes, you can. Good call. Uh, you immediately start taking completely clear mental notes of what you're seeing. You notice that the spear itself, there are so many gems that have been basically dusted and applied as a coating along the actual blade that the silver kind of shimmer that you mistook it for earlier is really kind of more of a rainbow hued pearlescence that seems to dance and scintillate anytime it catches even the smallest fragment of light. You've never seen any kind of techno wizard construction like this before. Never. You would also guess that the small wolf like um, emblems or icons that are at the base of the blade, they look like they have many, many layers of enchantment upon them, and each may be some kind of talisman or token of a great level of power in its own right. And these look as though they may have been fused into this device, which again is very, very out of the ordinary. Usually you build something from constituent components, not out of pre made and enchanted magical items. It's you're not sure if you've ever even heard of somebody taking different magical items and fusing them, let alone together, but especially not onto a techno wizard matrix. Okay. Um, so yeah, very, very interesting gear. You're also picking up a very potent magical aura coming off of it. You're not getting a great look at the rifle, but that is definitely of more modern make, and you would guess that it's a heavily modified techno wizard kind of mundane rifle, but the rifle itself looks very old and weathered, but it looks like maybe it's been enchanted to be able to keep seeing service long after it should have been retired. Okay. Um, Other than that, though, you're not sure what kind of enchantments could be on it. Her sword, as well, looks like it's a techno wizard device, but that most of the sword is actually hidden by the scabbard, and so you're not getting a great look at that. What you can see, though, is that it does have one of those same kind of fetishes of the wolf head on the pommel. And it seems very intricate and powerful as well. The armor itself looks enchanted. That looks a lot less sophisticated, and what you're gathering from your engineering knowledge and knowledge of weapons and armor is that essentially this is more of a mundane, although enchanted suit of armor that is probably a handed down relic within a family because of all the iconography as well as all of the small details and personalization that seems to have been added over generations, not in a single lifetime. Um, so yeah, as far as there is an additional kind of wolf-like cap that goes on the top that she has kind of hanging off of the rear of her armor, and that kind of helmet piece is just pretty much a stylized piece, just like uh, on her shoulders and on her hips. So there is that additional piece to it, though, and you would guess that it probably is environmental armor because there is a kind of technological component at the joints and seams that seems like it's probably environmentally sealed. It's also much quieter than you would guess something made of that much loose metal would be. Okay. And Akama, what are you doing?
I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Hit it.
So Harmony, please tell me, who is this being that you guys were so close to, and what is her nature? I felt like I read about or known about her through like some type of stories I've heard when I was young. Seemed very similar.
Okay. At this, she looks at you very severely, as though she's really trying to judge whether or not this is something she should even broach with you guys, whether this subject is something to discuss. And after probably 30 full, silent, uh, excruciating seconds of tension, she finally speaks up, and while staring you straight in the eyes, she says,
She is called the Pilgrim. And what she is and her potential are things that we will discuss at a later time, once I am sure that you can be trusted.
Gotcha. Okay.
okay. What else? Anything else you want to say?
Whatever happened to Mad Monk?
Okay.
Did he ever meet Mad Monk? Does he even know Mad Monk?
You right. I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know.
you did see him over speaking with that group. You could ask where that's the only
With
other
that
individual.
gentleman with the robotic
Sweet,
like
sweet voice.
body.
Okay.
Ah, the master. Yes, he headed to our next destination to make contact with a group called the Tengu. There's an important assignment that we are on, in addition to my own personal role as the Pilgrim's caregiver. Myself and my companion will head there with Pilgrim, and once we parley and get further instructions, I hope to take my two companions with me now to see my father in the small settlement of Whistler's Perch. It is a safe haven for travelers and mercenaries and warriors alike, and an open-minded community where one can restock and resupply and prepare for journeys ahead.
And then I
You
look at
were
Ren and I giggle and I say, "Hey man, maybe you could get that uh beard trimmer you always wanted."
There's a lot of there's so many things I now need.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Harmony.
All right. All right. She just looks at you guys puzzled at this strange dialogue, and then returns to the topic at hand, and she says,
our first stop will be when we make port at Sinner's Cove. I know that we're within just a few minutes of our destination. Once there, I would suggest that you head to the local tavern, refresh yourselves, perhaps get something to eat.
and at this she looks directly over at you, Bear, and gives a small nod to Ymir and his companion, and turns back to the whole group and continues.
Beware, for there is corruption aplenty within the community of Sinner's Cove. The name itself is a jest on how corrupt and foul the entire area is purported to be by the surrounding communities. But it is a decent place to get a foothold on one's adventures in this region. I assume that you all have some kind of map? Yes?
No. Do you happen to have one on you?
Okay, and at this she looks a little bit puzzled, and she goes,
You've come to the area without any kind of navigational bearings?
Correct.
Okay. At this, she just puts her eyebrows up and kind of looks a little puzzled, but dismisses it and goes,
Very well. I would recommend that in the future you all take care to find yourselves a bit more prepared when entering strange lands. I am not trying to mother you, of course, but it is sage advice for dangerous territories such as these. You should be able to purchase resources of that nature once arriving in Sinner's Cove. There are a few small shops, a large vehicle and transportation depot, the local tavern, as well as some crude, rudimentary living facilities for some of the local workers and indentured servants. There are a few amenities, but for the region it is a comfortable and safe location to gather oneself and prepare. From there will be several opportunities for you to explore the local territories and some of the local destinations are known to harbor great treasures and resources, especially for those versed in the mystic arts. One such place of note is called the House of Sphinx. This place is something of an enigma, as it is a bastion of positivity and light within this dark land. It is also rumored to house a great and potent library and depot of magical artifacts and relics of incredible power. It is guarded quite fiercely by the Brotherhood of the Grail, an order dedicated to the preservation of balance in this area. They are quite enigmatic and little is known of them, but often have I visited their temple, and there are truly wonders to behold there. You also have the option, if you wish, to simply board the ferry in the morning that will be leaving from the same port where we arrive. If you choose to simply continue on your way, you can book passage far to the north along the lake in relative safety. And at the end of that ferry voyage, you will arrive at the base of the northern cliffs, which lead to the edge of the settled territory for Reflex Point. Now, as she says this, you realize that Reflex Point is the name of basically the island and that entire area of the lake where you guys arrived. Okay? And it sounds like those forces hold sway over kind of, basically you would guess kind of up to the water's edge around the lake from the sound of this. So it sounds like the edge of the territory for Reflex Point is to the north of you guys along the waterway. And if you would like to, passage should be only a few hundred credits apiece. I notice that you have a vehicle with you, and a few of your members are quite large.
and of course she waves a hand over to you, Bear.
This may cost a bit more But for under 1,000 credits, you should all be able to book passage on the ferry and avoid many of the dangers that are found on the mainland.
You go ahead and crank out
Whoa.
the PPE for that. It's weird. It's not bringing up my. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna turn on. I believe that was 1,200 and 100. And these are now off. And there we go. All right. Look good? I think that's set. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. All right. Okay, so you activate your... You said your 3 eyes, right? Hey, Dex.
Next.
Did he get booted?
I don't know. He's still in game as far as.
Let me check Discord and see. Still...
Yeah, he's still in Discord.
Okay. Well, we'll give him a second. We'll... Oh, there, he just dropped. Okay. Yeah, we'll give him a minute. Okay, let's see. So,
Should we
what is
hold
Ren
off
doing?
since should we hold off since his recording probably stopped?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, let's give him a couple of minutes. If there is anything anybody wants to ask or something small, we can definitely do that, though. Is he emitting that light? What the hell? That should have been night vision. Holy shit. I don't know why that looks so fucking bright.
What, my character's light? Or who?
Akama's.
Oh, I don't know his. I don't see his.
He's fucking blasting, man. Okay. All right. Yeah, sorry. Is there anything anybody wants to ask or fuck around with? We could use this as a restroom break real quick if anybody wants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna
that-
actually I'm gonna go make some tea and go pee.
We're at what, another like 50 minutes?
Yeah, about an hour left. I got
Okay.
total play. So yeah.
All right, cool. Excellent. All right,
I mean,
let's
I'll message them too while I'm this little break to see if we're still going tonight and figure that out too to make sure. So
Cool.
if
Oh.
they respond and like for some reason if we're not, we might have more time. But,
Okay.
Prodigal Son returns.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick 5. I'll be right back.
What did I miss?
Oh, nothing.
We stopped because you stopped.
We stopped. We're actually going to take a quick
Yeah.
5-minute bathroom break so you can get your shit
Yeah.
set up to record again and all that.
Well, I don't know what the fuck happened, but it randomly just said, yeah, it roll, peep, peep, e. And it said, what the fuck's going on? I tried to move my mouse was not moving, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. Try to alt tab, nothing happened. Control delete, nothing happened, and I could just hear, just go ahead and cast. All right. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, damn, this recording is gonna be fucked up.
You're able to see now, right?
I'm good now.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and pull it back up.
All right, I'm gonna
Oh,
take my
shit.
quick break. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go. Oh, shit. Okay.
Fucking rolled a nat 1 on that shit, bro. Your rolls have been pretty good today, Dex, except for your fucking internet, it seems. Or
I think
computer.
it's just my PC. It might
Eh.
just need to be cleaned. Probably gotta clean it out. It's probably dusty as fuck. I'm gonna double check that recording, cause it's probably gonna be like the other fucking dumbass shit. Yep. It's fucking broken.
I'm sorry, Dex. That sucks, brother.
I'm just glad that he's recording it too.
Right. No, right.
I gotta figure out something, cause it doesn't sound like the way I am hearing it. It sounds like you're listening it, you're listening to it, oh my god, you're listening the audio through something different. Like it's weird, I don't
Can
know.
you stream the video real quick so I can listen to what you're talking about? Or would that not work?
I could try, yeah.
He sounds rough. Oh, gee.
Sorry, I'll raise the volume.
It sounds like you're listening to someone through a fucking speaker. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then it's cool because I'm trying to skip it, and it starts over.
yeah.
How
Huh.
about this one? No. It's just weird. But now, like you hear this shit, it sounds so much better.
Yeah, this sounds normal. Wait, so that one is the one that's not messed up?
Yeah, this is good.
So
Cause this is the
when-
campaign start.
When your thing's crashing, is it
It's,
fucking up the audio feed somehow too?
yeah,
Because
so,
those are unusable. That sounds like shit.
that could be the
All right.
situation. Is this the recording or is this you, Odin?
I'm back. I'm back.
Oh.
It's a confusing question.
All right, guys. How are we doing?
Oh,
Well,
yikes.
Dexter's
wrong?
recording's shot.
Fuck me. I don't understand.
Did it corrupt it backwards again? Didn't you say
Yeah,
last
I
time?
can't skip it.
But it's not just the skip thing too. The audio quality's like real bad. It's like
Some of them are great and some of them are the same.
oh, that one sounded like he was talking through a fast food speaker.
Guys, I promise I'm gonna get off my ass and fucking get that part of it done this coming up week. I've been meaning to, but I really wanted to get a few more things done with the game. So, but like I said, I've got both versions of everything broken up into hour chunks. I'm kind of dreading doing editing because I've never really fucked with it before. So I'm like, I was kind of procrastinating a little bit and doing the shit I really wanted to do. So, but yeah, and Dex, that's something that if you want, I mean, I
Yeah,
know
I'm
you're
down to
great at
help.
that shit. Right on.
I'm not like
I'm sure there's a
amazing because really didn't start doing any of this shit, but I'm down to start.
Well, bro,
That's no biggie for me.
maybe it's something that I could try and send these files to you somehow. I don't know how to send shit that massive, but it maybe
Probably gonna have to compress it into a zip.
right. So, but if
Test,
maybe
test.
we could get together on Discord or something. I'd love to
Yeah.
find out what you use to edit, and then as I'm doing it, maybe I could ask you some questions, and you can, you can do your shit too. And
Oh,
yeah, I want to
big
get
time.
this stuff up, man. I'm excited. I want to see what people think of it. So, all right, guys,
That
are we
sounds
pretty much?
terrible.
Are
I'm
I think?
checking audio quality because it seems
Oh,
hideous
okay.
on my end.
I have Discord's audio quality turned down just a
Record,
little
record.
because I was having some.
Feedback slaps.
Well, I was having problems with dropped frames when I was trying to stream. But now that we're recording, I probably am going to turn the audio quality way the fuck up. So,
Yeah, for some reason I'm looking, or not looking, but listening, and some of the recordings that I have, they sound crisp, and then some of the other ones sound like I'm listening through a speaker.
I don't know why the part coming from the tabletop sounds messed up,
Ooh,
or our voices. Because it should be
the
Discord
voices.
and. Okay. So it's like Discord that sounds fucked up?
Hell if I know, man.
Okay. Well, like I said,
Uh,
it'd be good for. Why don't you and I get together on it and we can iron shit out and figure out whatever's going on, I'm sure. So, are you
need
able to
to.
record now or no?
Yeah, I can record. It's just everything is just gonna be not amazing. I don't know why it sounds the way it sounds. Let me properties. I can't even edit anything. Timestamp monitor.
Yeah, bro, I've been dealing with so much audio shit doing this project. There is, yeah, I feel your pain, is what I'm trying to say, man.
Damn
I
it.
get it.
Okay. Um, audio.
Yeah, hear that lightning? Oh, there's something growling in the background. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Ooh, I reestablished this.
Okay, restarted. Another quick check. Someone say stuff.
Check, check.
Boop, boop, beep, beep.
Checkity
Check,
check.
check.
Alright. Let me check this shit again. Oh, god damn. Yeah, it just sounds like listening through a fucking speaker. And my voice sounds hideous. Like I'm I'm capping hard. Like I can hear my pops and shit.
Are you
Oh,
picking
God,
up?
then.
Are you picking up from multiple sources without meaning to? Do you have something that's being like duplicated or?
Duplicate genie of the lamp.
Test. Hello, hello. See, I'm testing it on Streamlabs and it sounds fantastic. But the recording just makes it sound disgusting. Maybe I need to
Do you have
go
your bit rate
to
turned way down on your audio?
bitrate sample rate.
Yeah, what's that at?
Kilohertz is 48.
Shit, man, I don't think I can really get into much of mine without stopping recording first.
Are you still recording now?
Yeah, I'm record. I have mine
Oh
set
shit.
up so it's making the MKV. I guess that's
Yeah,
Mark
that's
Five.
fine. I'm no, they're what I'm doing is basically chopping it up. So like every time we take a break or do something, I cut it.
Okay, I've got mine to where it's cutting itself every hour. That way, I figured hour chunks is going to be the best way to.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller if
Yeah,
that's the
right.
case. But
Especially
I
not
feel
knowing
like
about
in my
editing.
head,
So,
see, what I feel like in my head is that when we are getting into something and the hour hits, we could be mid talking and it gets fucked.
that's true,
And
but
then
I
you have
mean,
to,
you know,
I'm just in my head, it's the same.
yeah. I feel like at least this
Format.
is about as redundant as we can get so that if something does fuck up, we've only lost an hour. You know what I mean? So,
How about we do this? That CBR. Yep, CBR bitrate. I'm gonna keep it at 2500. I'm gonna go for quality, performance high, psycho looking, bioframe, GPU. What we got my SIB 2, GPU 0. SIB 0. Okay, done. Last check. Alright, recording, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I might have to restart Streamlabs again. Someone say something?
La, la,
Check,
la,
hey,
check.
la.
1, 2.
Alright. Uh, I changed the format. Holy shit. Damn. Let me exit out again and re-pull it back up.
hey, no worries, man.
Like, it's really bad on my end. Like, when I talk, it sounds like I'm a monster or some shit.
Dude, I know
Let's see if
this
I can
is
pull
pretty
this back.
basic, but do you have like a bad connection for your mic or something? Like, do you.
It's connected to my headset.
Huh. Yeah,
Alright,
that almost sounds like you're getting like fucking. I don't know.
it's probably that my, uh, what you call it, thing is too high. The
Gain.
Yeah, that audio quality is disgusting. All right, let me not hold us back anymore. I'm
Hey,
gonna
no worries, man.
do
No
some
worries.
do some change. Recording P4. That is not what I wanted.
I almost feel like we could do this live, except if you're having slow issues because of the stream. But I think it moves along fast enough that if people are interested, they would like it. I feel like with the issues with the audio recording side of things,
Well, I mean, I'm
trying
sure
to.
if I stream, it's gonna be better sounding because it's set up for streaming, not recording. So I'm probably gonna have to check to see what the situation is. Let me bring it down to 5.1 in a 144 save. Let me exit. Let me restart it one more time. Oh my fucking god. Alright, another check. Yo. Am I popping like a fucking rock?
No, you sound fine on this end. I haven't heard it sound off at all.
Nope.
Yeah, when I tell you this is terrible recording, let me check it.
Yeah, and as far as streaming, I'm down to try. The problem I'm having
Yeah.
is you take up a lot of bandwidth running this
No, yeah, I
tabletop.
understand that. Yeah, no, I understand
So
that completely.
I kept having some of those, drop frames. Although I'll say I had gotten it trimmed up pretty good. I wasn't really having the same issues much anymore. Another thing to consider too is some of the content on this is going to get pretty fucking gnarly, and I know we're not all super worried about shit on our streams, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something to be
No,
really
no, no.
concerned
I
about, but
understand.
there
I understand
is
that.
an element
Even
where it's
even
like You know,
Well,
I've
even
tried to
today,
make sure we're not going to have
when
any
you
like
guys
nude
said in
pictures,
Indian
but
style, like people don't like that anymore. People would like if you were streaming that and people were watching, people might complain about that. Everyone says cross-legged, or they in schools they teach crisscross applesauce now.
exactly, and
These little terms.
it's not
And I,
like
I didn't
it's
think
not
anything
like
of it,
somebody's
but I
going to
was.
complain, but somebody that wanted to fuck with you for
Well,
some
people,
reason could,
yeah, people
you
that
know.
want to complain will though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Hey,
but I feel like putting it up on YouTube and shit, it's going to be way less like. Anyway, that's why I chose to do the recording first, because I figure at least it's a good dry run. It's a good trial, and we'll see if it works out. I'm down to try and stream it though. So
see, and that's what I was telling you in the beginning, to give you a better mindset, because I
yeah,
didn't know what you were trying
that
to
was
do.
great advice,
I
man.
said, I would rather you record it than
Yeah.
stream it, because just in case you have any issues, we can fix it no problem on the spot.
Yeah, and everything I've seen about fair use and stuff, I think we're covered as far as the artwork and things like that. We're not using. I don't think the music is copywritten, the sound effects, all that shit.
Ooh, I do know that the first season of Critical Role,
Uh huh.
they had to remove all of the intro stories, visuals. They used the audio because it was just the actors explaining their character. But he had used artwork from people that he didn't get their permission for, and they had to take all the artwork down. So if you watch any of the original season of Critical Role, like the first 30 episodes or so, it's just a weird, awkward, blank, bluish screen while you hear audio.
That makes sense to me, but I also know
That's also a bit.
they're a big name, and
50,000 viewers.
exactly. When you watch any kind of like Warhammer shit, it's all kinds of shit from DeviantArt and all kinds of shit. But I believe that because of the fair use deal, since you're doing exposition with it, I think a lot of times people skirt it. I don't know, but anyway, I think as far as YouTube and stuff, we're gonna be okay with that. So.
Hey, if you guys want, check the audio out real quick. Do you understand what I'm saying when I talk?
I'm
streaming it on Discord.
Oh, okay.
Oh. I'm gonna hold off because I'm still recording.
Yeah.
Well, we're not really doing anything now, so the recording would really matter? Question mark?
No, I just thought going to watch a stream. Let me see here.
Causing too much bandwidth stuff. I'm on it.
Text, there we go.
Alright, I'm going.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, that almost sounds like you're getting like fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's probably that my...
Oh shit.
I don't know what the fuck's up.
Yeah, you sound real bad.
It's popping real bad. I don't know why, but
it's not the rest of us, right?
Well, no, even you sound like you're sounds like you're
it just sounds like like a speaker or something. Like
a shitty shoot speaker, yeah.
But if I go and I play something else, like before when I started the campaign, it sounds super crisp.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep having my sound kind of clip out for just a split second, but I think that's just the fucking Roll20. In fact, I'm going to refresh that right now. I've had a lot of different performance issues with the Roll20 tabletop, and sometimes I think some of it might be that when I'm getting weird random shit happening. Kind of seems like there's a function of it too that when multiple people are in it, problems can kind of accumulate.
Yeah.
But let's see. Do we still have? Yeah, we have everybody's tokens.
I'm gonna, I guess, try again, and let it roll.
Okay.
You see, it was weird because there was a way to. Oh, I got filters. Edit filters. This is my noise gate and my suppression. So, I mean, that's coming in no problem, but... good quality. Low CPU, low quality. Let me... Test, 1, 2, 1, 2, hello, hello. Alright, let's see what the fuck that did.
Now Odin's gone.
Oh shit. That sounds better.
It says I'm gone.
Oh no, never mind.
Oh,
Alright,
Wrong side of the screen. My bad.
oh, maybe
I'm ready.
it was when I refreshed. Is it working, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know what I did.
You're good.
Oh, you can hear my fan in the background. Turn that shit off. Alright, I'm ready. I am recording now.
Excellent. Hey, fucking great. All right. We are back, guys. So, Bear, you were following Wotek towards the source of those heavenly aromas, wafting your way through this miserable fucking rain. Akama, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I want to make my way over here.
My way downtown.
Oh, I can move my guy. Alright.
Hey!
I'm gonna go this way to check to see what's over here. I want to know what's this right here. Is that a
Okay.
vehicle?
That is a vehicle. That is the front of a massive land transport. And can you guys all move your characters?
Seems like it.
I'm gonna move over
No.
here.
How did you move your character? With the ruler?
No.
You got to go up to the top arrow and hit select move. And then click on your character and I believe drag it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
click on
Hey,
that.
there we go. I was hoping you guys could fucking do that.
Yeah.
All right,
it's
feel
literally
free.
Just click and drag.
Explore. All you guys are doing is basically wandering around. So go ahead and take this opportunity. You can look around. Akama, as you're walking over there, you notice Ren's vehicle parked over in the lot to the northeast, right out in front
Okay.
of the transport depot.
Hey, I found it.
Okay. You guys can keep moving around. You're more than welcome to kind of keep going.
Odin, can you show me on an arrow what direction the heavenly smells that Ymir and Wotek, what direction were they coming from?
Absolutely. That's coming from this direction. And Akama, you right away see that is the like tavern and inn. And it has some great fucking smells coming out of it. You guys are all smelling
Ooh-wee.
roasted meat, vegetables, butter, fat, salt, ale, all kinds of just intoxicating scents. And you do notice, Ymir, that it is built to accommodate the larger individuals as well. So you're definitely going to
Okay.
be welcome within.
Okay.
The front door is 10 feet tall, and so with barely even stooping, you're going to be able to get inside, and the interior is obviously much taller.
Yeah.
What is this right here?
Ren, are you able to move your character around okay?
I am able to move, yeah. Trying to see here.
Oh shit.
We'll say Ymir walks up and along the side of the entrance right here, just kind of intoxicated by the smells. Just trying to make room for the boys. Wojtek can flank him, I guess, on that side. There we go.
It just looked like my CPU is getting overloaded. I think that's why my thing shut down before. Hello?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, no, not again.
I'm just as I'm walking around or looking around, I'm trying to find signs that maybe like, you know, indicate where I'm going or what I'm looking at. Give me a better idea. Uh-oh. Is it-
This the inn that Harmony mentioned that her father and her companions are staying in Odin.
Mm, do you know the name of the inn? Cause I don't think her father's there.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, no,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is actually
Father's at Whistler's Coast.
Okay.
Perch.
I
correct.
thought it was Coast.
Correct. That's where he resides. This is just the tavern here at Sinner's Cove.
Okay.
But this is supposed to
Oh,
be a good place to rest and you know, resupply, get your bearings, whatever you're, you know. And there are accommodations if you're wanting to spend the night.
Excellent.
I'm gonna be trying to look for a shop of some sorts,
Okay.
and then also look for my vehicle eventually after that. But first, I'm trying to find a.
Okay. As you're moving around, you see that there are several kind of interesting areas, but for the most part, this is all basically just coastal defense. And there's lots of structures set up to kind of promote that. But for the most part, a lot of this is pretty sparse and Spartan. There's some old collapsed bridge work from the old world located here at the base of these fortifications. But as you move up and through this kind of choke point, you start to notice the large transportation depot up here. You see a large land crawler parked back here, and as you move around towards the front, you come face to face with that kind of church scene that it makes you feel a little bit uneasy as well. I realize I cut that in, or I made that way too. Give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna go like this. And like this. There. Now you guys should be able to see at least parts of the church and the different shit around it. Okay, so we're back on this. Anyway, so you come face to face with that church, but as you round the corner, the bend in the road, up ahead, sure enough, you find your faithful ride. And seeing it here, ready to go, you have the keys, and they have already, well, apparently they've already removed the control collar that they use on vehicles. They don't even take your keys. They just basically kind of hijack the systems and run it themselves with different little, you know, gizmos and contraptions that are able to easily do that kind of thing, at least with mundane systems. So you see your vehicle up in front. You are able to jump in now and drive around if you'd like. But as far as getting around town, this is pretty much the only main road. And it seems to basically head out of town at both ends. Up ahead of you just a little, you see this large hill to your left. Up there, you can see bright lights coming from what you would assume is the tavern, from the noise, the glasses clinking, and the loud revelry and cheers coming from the bar, as long as the odors of prepared foods. Up in front of you, you see some kind of weird facility, and as you take a quick look, you're not exactly sure what it is, but it has pretty heavy locks across the front of the large hatch-like doors, and it seems fairly secured, even though the building itself doesn't really seem occupied, and it seems like it's extremely old. It does seem like it's been fortified with mega damage materials, though, in order to make it pretty hardened. All right. What would you like to do?
No, there are no shops though. Like you said,
As you're looking around, you're not really seeing any, and you would guess. We'll say you come up and around.
Shop for like people that arrive here just for like bare like just traveling needs.
Yeah, as you come up and around, you're not really seeing anything that seems to fit that description, other than probably in the tavern there may be some basic amenities. So.
Okay. Then I'll get my vehicle, and then I guess I'll head to the tavern. Then if I could though, can I make a kind of pass in my vehicle nonchalantly, not looking suspicious as possible about that building, and kind of get a little better look at it and see if I can maybe glimpse why it looks so fortified and so.
Yeah.
Why did it stand out?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here. Okay, so as you get in your vehicle, all systems start up phenomenally, no problems at all. And as everything roars to life, and you feel that power between your legs, brother, you fucking floor it and take off. You fucking speed around, trying out the massive power of this familiar vehicle, finally being back behind the wheel. As you drive around, you're looking at this building very closely, and one thing that you see is there are several large clusters of power lines that seem to both feed in and then be coming out of the rear of the building. And this is not very typical, because you're not seeing anything else about this facility that seems like it in any way like deals with power distribution. Okay? But these are lines of a strength that would indicate a huge load of energy being transferred. As you come around this end, you're able to see that there is some mega damage pocking and scorching from different weapons that appear to have been leveled at it years and years ago from the erosion around the impact points. But other than that, it pretty much looks intact. Weathered, in fairly bad repair, but for the most part, I mean, it looks solid. As you come back around the other side of the building, that's really all there is to see. And driving down and around on the main street, you're able to quickly make your way over to in front of the inn and tavern, where there is a small parking lot kind of right over in this area at the base of the small hill that it sits on. Do you want to go ahead and use that facility?
Sounds good.
All right. You arrive. And as you do so, your companions look over and see you. They've all been kind of hanging around, getting ready to head in, I assume. Is that right? Okay.
Is
All
the
right.
tavern right next to us?
Yeah, it's this large yellow building.
This one?
Yep. And as you guys look in through the front windows that are obviously foggy and scratched up, mega damaged plexiglass, you see there's several individuals inside, seem to be just kicking back with their feet up, enjoying a few drinks. It doesn't sound especially rowdy, but every once in a while you'll hear, a little cheer or some loud laughter or something like that. But other than that, it actually seems like just a very inviting, kind of warm and friendly place. You're not hearing any kind of like fucking blaster fire or machine guns or, the sounds of people fighting. There isn't even any, music or anything coming out. Just the sounds of people eating and enjoying a bit of a safe haven. So,
Before I
okay.
enter, can I look around to see what's around me at the other buildings?
Yeah, as you look around, you notice that close by, it seems like this building, or this set of buildings, it seems like those might be some kind of pretty shitty residences. It looks like old cobbled together materials that basically form what you guys have come to know as, pretty much Rift's Earth slums. It's just enough shelter to keep the sometimes radioactive and toxic elements off of you, dirty rain, acid rain, all that kind of stuff, as well as any kind of unforeseen, every now and then it'll rain grubs that have a propensity to fucking chew on you like leeches or all kinds of shit. Maybe you don't want to get that blood that rains from the sky on you, so at least having a little bit of old rusted metal and some tarps and old planks of rotted wood over your head is better than nothing at all. You do see light coming from pretty big. It looks like a bonfire out in front of that general area. And you see some figures kind of huddled around, but they honestly just look like, local workers and shit like that are out like sharing a bottle of beer or something around the campfire late into the evening. They don't really look like the kind of individuals, and this area doesn't really look like the kind of area where visitors and tourists really want to like be hanging out over where most of the people reside, because it's all pretty much slums except for obviously the tourist trap of the transport depot and the inn. The rest of the town is actually pretty dark, and it looks like it's just set up to be more of a fortification. Other than that, you're not sure about the other two buildings. You did see that there's a drop off to the rear of the building over this way. And this building in front of you over here, you're not really sure what that is at all. It's got a few torches going outside, but no real light coming from within.
I'm gonna walk toward this building.
Towards which one?
Oh, I guess I could just do this then.
Okay. As you walk over there, you realize that it's got solid, massive, securely locked, mega damage doors that are securing the front. And as you look around the rest of the exterior, you're not seeing any kind of other You're not seeing any windows. It's only one story. It looks relatively large inside, not huge, but it's definitely not just like a home. This is some kind of large, building, some kind of large facility. And each square should be about 5 feet, just to give you guys scale.
So just in my head, I'm thinking it's probably like a storage facility or something.
Yeah, but not too big. But yeah,
Yeah.
something like
My-
that. Definitely nothing
Yeah.
commercial. So,
Move my happy bum back to the party.
okay. So, you guys are all right at the entrance. Are we wanting to head in or?
I'm gonna head in because I want
Indeed.
that.
Okay.
I need the pack. Moving in.
You guys head on in, and as you do so, go.
Cue the party music.
We transition inside. Okay, and indeed, the weather is drowned out. Let's see here.
Weather outside is weather.
GM overlay. There we go. So as you guys head inside, you see that the bar spreads out in front of you.
Hey.
With a friendly, rather plain-looking bartender, a young female, late 20s, early 30s, that's standing there just serving drinks to several pretty normal-looking patrons. You're noticing a few of them seem to have pretty bad skin, kind of like Blitz, but not nearly as severe. Most of the patrons in the bar and tavern right now are eating some food at the different tables and at the bar itself. It appears like it's, this is kind of like the dinner rush for the area. People are enjoying draft beers and lots of different pretty typical snacks and entrees. You're not really seeing a whole lot of necessarily alien or inhuman looking patrons. For the most part, most of these people are humanoids, and the majority of them are normal, human, without any obvious signs of like bionic enhancement or super abilities or anything like that, predilections for magic and so forth.
And then cue us coming in looking all
Yeah,
fucking odd
yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, dripping wet from the lightning and rain outside. Oh
Shit.
yeah.
Alright.
Now as you enter Ymir, the bartender looks over and doesn't seem to have any issue at all. But as soon as Wotek puts a paw on the door, she reaches under the counter and produces a small, like half-size little baseball bat made out of aluminum. This is definitely not something used for sports. It's obviously a tool that this individual uses to keep order in her establishment. And as she pulls this little totem of her authority out and points it at Wotek, she says, "You get him out of here right now. I won't have him fucking up my clean floors, thank you very much." And just plants her foot very insistently.
Understanding that obviously either his presence or Wotek's presence, giving that she pointed this magic stick at his shield brother, Ymir kind of understands, nods his head very gently, walks over to Wotek, and kind of puts his hand up and rubs his chin and points his finger and tells him to wait outside on the porch, like the
Okay.
porch area outside the entrance.
Okay, at this, he kind of lowers his head in disappointment a little, but he looks up at you and his eyes get really stern, and you realize that he's saying, "Don't forget my fucking food." And with this, grudgingly, he turns and plods his way out. Not before he makes sure, right before he crosses the threshold heading back out, to shake all the water off of his body across the whole entryway and threshold of this establishment. And at this, the lady smacks the fucking bat down on the counter, and she looks right at you, Ymir, and she says, "That's going to cost you 25 credits." And at this, she turns back around and starts serving more drinks. Okay? Do you want to say anything to that, or just take your medicine?
Ymir will take his medicine for now, knowing that he caused this offense in a new land, that he doesn't understand their customs or anything, but he understands emotion and the vibe the girl is putting out.
Wolfpack's got some sass.
All
He's
right.
a big bear.
All right. You guys all start walking on in, and this actually seems like the first relatively mellow, friendly environment that you've been in since you guys started on this little voyage. It's actually pretty clean. The food actually looks really good as you guys pass by tables. You're all pretty impressed. You